everyone. Welcome to this week's Karma Cards. Today I am doing my crystal special. So instead of doing Karma Cards this week, I'm going to go over with you my crystal advisors for 2022. So I talked to my team. I asked them which 4 crystals would work best for the energy of 2022, and I have 4 here to share with you. And for our divination reading, instead of doing karma cards, I'm going to pull crystal cards and let you know which crystal would be perfect for you. So stick around to the end. First, I just want to talk about the numerology of 2022 because I think it's going to be a very interesting year. It'll be very different from 2021. And for those who are over 2021, that should make you happy. However, it is a lot. There's going to be a lot of work on our part during this year, but it doesn't necessarily, work. It depends on your connotations of work, how you feel about that. I think it's very empowering. I think it gives you a lot of your power back. It's definitely increases spiritual maturity by doing the work. So 2022 is a master number. We've got 3 2s right there. And 22 itself is known as the architect of peace. All right, so it's about building the foundations for peace. And we're in this really interesting time where we're watching a structure fall. We're watching multiple structures that we have lived in for long periods of time come to an end. Now, I know that when some people are watching this, they're like, well, when do we get these structures back? And my intuitive sense about that is we don't. We don't get these structures back. We have to build parallel structures. So, for example, certain industries will change and fall apart. And instead of trying to rescue that industry, we should let it collapse and build a parallel one next to it. So it might look the same. It might sort of look like a duck, quack like a duck, but its intention will be completely different. And we want that because many of the structures that are falling apart right now were created by the negative group for negative intention. And we don't want to keep participating in that. We actually want it to fall, collapse, and we want to step away. And the work we have to do is, the people who built the first structure will not be helping us build a new structure. They hopefully won't be available to do that, but also their intent would be the same. And that's not what we want, not when we're moving into higher frequency, higher consciousness, and new earth itself. We literally have to bring in the energetics of new earth to the physical plane, and the number 22 helps us to do that. So we have work to do, which might feel like we're ready to rest and relax, but really we're in the building phase. And as long as we come into that energy, into that year with that intention in mind that there's work to do here, I think it's going to be a lot easier. It's going to be harder for people who are waiting for things to return to what they recognize. We have to build that now. Also, 2022, the whole year in and of itself, is a 6 energy. And 6 is a beautiful number. It's a number connected to Venus. It's connected to love, but it's about domestic and community love. And it has, again, the word responsibility is tied into it. So it really is the number of service to others. In fact, in astrology, the 6th house is the house that deals with health, wellness, and the work that you do for other people. So again, it's letting us know that we have that peace, love, harmony, community, artistry, all of this will be available to us, but there is work to do to receive it. So again, that's sort of the energetic that we're looking at. That's the umbrella vibration that's going to govern all of 2022. And of course, inside that, there's going to be the other steps of vibration, including the astrological vibrations, and then underneath that, our personal vibrations, and so on and so forth. Sounds complicated, but you start to see it. When you sort of step back, what you see is the cosmic clock and all the different gears that make up that clock and how they align together. And that's what the spirit circles are for, is to show you where the gears are sort of lining up at certain points in time. Which reminds me, we have our first new moon spirit circle of 2022 coming up amazingly on the 2nd. So do you see all the twos there? We're going to have at least 4 twos. That's pretty cool. So if you want to join me for that new moon spirit circle to kick off 2022, go to this link here, sign up, grab yourself a seat. It's going to be so much fun. We're going to be focusing on manifesting, with specifically material manifesting, because that's where the energy is going to be focused at for a while. And we do psychic Q&A. So if that sounds like fun, go ahead, click here, and I will see you there. So without any further ado, let's get into talking about the crystals that are in alignment for 2022. Now, this is an interesting group. In fact, I usually like to show you an actual crystal so you know what they are, but a couple of these are really rare, or I haven't run into them on my own. So I'm excited to actually find samples of these crystals this year. But let's go over one I can share with you, and that is carnelian, which is what I've got right here. So carnelian can be a really brilliant orange. It can have that milkiness, the opaque quality to it, and it can even go kind of brown and dark depending on the minerals that are inside the carnelian. I often hold this carnelian when I speak on camera because carnelian helps to strengthen your sense of self-confidence, and it helps you to be more articulate. So for those who are speakers or wish to speak or would like more confidence while speaking, I can highly recommend carnelian for you. Now, the frequency of carnelian is really nice because it anchors you. It has the ability to ground and anchor you. It can work with your root and your sacral chakra. So it helps to increase feelings of security and allowing you to feel freer in your self-expression and therefore open up to more joy. Also, the more orange in the carnelian you have, the more it's going to support your sacral chakra. And I know a lot of women need help supporting their sacral chakra. So I highly recommend adding carnelian to your collection. Carnelian is also known as a vitality stone. It can help to give you energy, and it helps you express and channel your vital energy. So again, carnelian is one of the stones recommended for 2022. The next stone is peridot. Now, this isn't a beautiful big piece of peridot. I've only ever seen smaller pieces of peridot, and I'm excited to find some peridot to add to my jewelry collection for 2022. So keep an eye on my shop because I will be actively searching for these stones to bring to you. Peridot is known as an emotional cleansing stone, and this is fantastic for working on emotional purification. So this can transmute negative thoughts. It's especially good if you're working on feelings of envy or jealousy, and can even reduce night terrors. So if you know someone who suffers from nighttime drama, get them some peridot, put it in their room or their bed, under their pillow or under the bed, and this can actually help soothe the mind while you sleep. What's another interesting thing about peridot is it is another stone that connects to the earth but can go quite high in frequency, very similar to the carnelian. And the chakras it works with are the solar plexus and the heart. So this is really interesting. The first card we got was the carnelian, and that works on root and sacral. Now we've got solar plexus and heart. So we've got the first 4 chakras covered with just 2 different stones. So if you need help sort of calming the mind, transmuting any negative thoughts that you might be holding on to, especially if you're doing shadow work or inner child work, I highly recommend getting some peridot. Our next crystal is moldavite. It's a really cool crystal. So moldavite actually isn't a crystal in and of itself. It comes from a meteor, and you've got to be careful. Moldavite is very tricky to find. So you want to make sure that when you look for moldavite, you're going to a reputable seller that you trust, because there is a lot of fake moldavite out there. But moldavite is sort of like the extraterrestrial crystal. It works, its energy can go from earthly to the highest, so it's like it can go anywhere it wants to go. And it works on all the chakras. So basically we've got every chakra covered now that we've got moldavite in the mix. This is, again, we've got another crystal type here that is excellent at helping us to do shadow work or inner child work. So clearly the crystals are talking about healing things. They want us to heal. This is going to be a big year of healing, and these are our healing assistants. Moldavite is excellent at integrating both the spiritual and the physical experience. So if you are doing that kind of work, I highly recommend finding some good quality moldavite to help you do that work. And the last crystal, this one's super awesome. This is one I have never worked with nor been able to touch yet, and I'm excited to find some for my shop and work with it this year. This crystal is called purpurite. Purpurite, I like the name, and it's the 44th crystal in this deck, which means it's my team's number, so hey team! Interestingly enough, so this is known as, this crystal's nickname is, are you ready for this? The Curse Clearer. Another excellent crystal for doing deep work. And this specifically, they're talking about doing ancestral healing. So if you are ready to break through some long-held generational lower vibrational energy, this baby is going to help you do it. It literally breaks the lineage. And, you know, there are such things as curses, which can happen on a lineage, you know, going way far back. So this can help you nip that in the bud once and for all. Another thing that's really interesting about this one is not only is it great for ancestral healing, it's also great at breaking past life curses. Now this one I actually have a personal experience with. I actually saw a past life where I got cursed, and I did do the work to mend fences and create healing there. But this would be excellent if you are worried about going back there. This acts as a type of protection, and it's really good at bringing in those higher frequencies and helping them integrate into the physical body, which can be difficult, especially if you're not prepared properly to bring in higher frequencies. Purpurite can help you stabilize, ground, and embody that high frequency energy. And I would actually say that this is one I would suggest everybody get as we keep going higher and higher in frequency. It's been happening already. You can feel it. You can feel something shifting and integrating. Many times when the frequency ramps up, what you see is a lot of people crossing over. So there's a lot of souls that can't handle it, and they choose to opt out of the frequency ramp up. But some of us know we're going to have to ride this wave out all the way till the end. And so we can find things that help us to more quickly integrate the energy, so we don't have to experience quite as many side effects from that energy increase. And those side effects can be like intense ringing in the ears, the headaches, the feelings of vertigo, dizziness, nausea, the upset stomach feelings. Sometimes people get mild flu symptoms from it, swelling, joint swelling, things like that. So having a stone that helps you more easily integrate higher frequencies is going to be really helpful. So this is definitely high on my list to find purpurite and bring it to my shop. So again, I keep mentioning that because I'm trying to make it easier for you to find these as well. So I know where to go digging, and hopefully I can get them into my shop quickly, and I'd love to share that with you. Now let's go to our crystal divination game. I've mixed up the 4 cards, so I don't know what order they're in, but I want you to tune in to the numbers yourself and see which one is the most resonant for you, and I will give you the message that matches your choice. So right now, close your eyes, take a deep breath in, release your jaw, clear your mind, and just tune in. Which number is most resonant for you? 1, 2, 3, or 4. Go ahead, pause this if you need to give yourself longer. Take a moment and then come back and I'll tell you what each number is and what your divination message is. All right, if you chose card number 1, your crystal is carnelian. And the message is about channeling your creativity. Carnelian protects against curses as well and the evil eye and acts as a shield of good fortune for the wearer of carnelian. You have the ability to remain calm in disputes and enough self-control to not follow the crowd. Your courage in the face of danger comes from steadfastness and not foolhardiness. Also, your family is very important to you. You may have had a problem with being angry or having more aggression in the past. All of these can be focused in on increasing your vital energy and raising your kundalini, which will help you stay cool, calm, and collected in difficult periods of time. You are being asked to be eloquent, creative, and bold, and not to back down. Trust your intuitive perceptions. Consider being a mentor to someone. Practice alleviating your stress by taking time to play and be creative. You should know you are a tower of strength during times of sorrow. Stay anchored in the present. Let go of emotional ties or outdated projects that have been holding you back. And on a physical level, make sure that your vitamin and mineral levels are sufficient to help support a healthy vitality. Remember, it's about your soul expression of vitality. If you chose number 2, you chose purpurite. Nicely done. You're ready to get support harmonizing your body to the new vibration of New Earth. The message is about understanding that old habits and patterns, even those of ancestral ties, are holding you in the past. Subtle energies of ill wishes or old curses from either your past lives or your generational lineage might be pestering you. They can be personal or passed down through the family line. This could cause you to be open to the mental influence of others, where you're not really sure if that was your thought or it's their thought. So this is often seen with people who are highly empathic. They don't know if it's their feeling or someone else they're feeling. It's time for you to be open to new ways to heal. Purpurite wants you to know to be protective of your energy, but not overly defensive. It's also asking for you to take a moment of silence and check in with yourself. Have you inadvertently offended anyone? Just making sure that you're not holding on to something that's currently active. If you find you have, make reparations where possible. If not, send unconditional love and forgiveness to wherever that energy is coming from without the need to know why, where, or how. Just send it out. Purpurite wants you to know that your past creates what you're presently experiencing and that the past can be repaired and the present can be healed. Remember, this is about breaking a lineage curse. If you chose number 3, then you chose Peridot. Remember, Peridot is about emotional cleansing and purification. Peridot wants you to understand that it knows that you're a deeply emotional person and that you may hold on to the past or beat yourself up over past mistakes. Possibly you've been holding on to jealous thoughts or even dark, brooding thoughts. It's time to detoxify your emotions. Learn to forgive and let go. Peridot wants you to remember to follow your life path without judging yourself or being envious of others. And you have the power to go through a fiery transmutation and come out the other side transformed. Peridot reminds you to use your energy wisely. Recognize how outside influences are affecting your life and operating inside of it. Develop your own protection. It's time to learn how to rely on your own inner guidance. Peridot often recognizes that you might be in a transitional stage where you have to let go of past relationships or at least past expectations. And it asks you to do this while avoiding jealousy. It lets you know you can be assertive without being aggressive. Peridot also reminds you that you have a powerful destiny with great integrity and that much money can actually come from your talents. Remember, when you're working with peridot, it's about emotional purification. And if you chose number 4, you chose moldavite. Pretty cool. Remember, moldavite's about metamorphosis. So moldavite is actually from a meteor that slammed into the earth 11 million years ago. And it has the power to connect the cosmic with Mother Earth. If you chose moldavite, moldavite's telling you you're a child of the stars. And you may find the earth itself heavy and inert. Moldavite can raise your frequency by increasing incoming light, helping you feel more in your cosmic home while on earth. This message lets you know that you are on the search for your inner holy grail and that you want to seek that awareness of your divine origins. So this is definitely a stone for those who resonate with the term starseed. Moldavite is asking you to release those ingrained beliefs, those things that were programmed in, so that you can receive the divine intelligence that you are seeking. It asks you to detach yourself from mundane issues. You are going through a spiritual transformation at this time, and dramatic transformations may occur that could push you to your limits. It's a good time to talk to your soul to check in with the outcomes of your present actions. And what that means is you want to sort of travel down the road of, if I make this choice and I've watched it play out, what are the outcomes? This stone will help you transcend time so you can do that work. It asks you to avoid sowing seeds of destruction. So if you're watching that path and you don't like the outcome, if the perceived outcome is one where it's not as good as you thought, or it ends up being a choice that leads to something heavy, you're giving yourself the opportunity to rewind and maybe choose a different way. Go towards what makes your life feel more fertile and more in alignment with good luck. Moldavite reminds you that you're far more than your physical body, and as you create healing on one layer, that healing reverberates outward. It ripples out like when you throw a rock into a pond. Remember, with Moldavite's help, it's about the integration of the spiritual and the physical. I hope you enjoyed my crystal recommendations for 2022. Like I said, I will be looking to add these stones to my shop over the years. So if you're interested in finding out one of them, reach out, put a note in the comments, or you can reach out to me at my email address, which is provided in the description below. And just really quick, I do actually have carnelian available in my shop at this time. So this beauty right here is the fire element mala from my essential elements collection, and it features a gorgeous juicy looking carnelian, which is very good for the sacral chakra, as well as selenite and a beautiful piece of crystal. All right, wishing you so much health, happiness, and joy. I look forward to building our parallel society together in 2022 and beyond. And with that, sending you lots of love and kisses for the happiest new year. Thank you for watching. Subscribe now and hit the notification bell so that you know the next time I release a new video. Until then, stay magical.